All right, all right, all right, all right. Hello, hello out there. To everyone here in Blog Talk Radio Land, hello there, my darlings. It's another glorious Wednesday, honey, and you know what time it is. So, darlings, get your crumpets together, honey, because it's time to dish tea, and you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach. Hey, babies, how are you today, honeys? Well, yeah, I'm a little saddened, of course. I had to play that second song there because I don't know if you've heard yet or not. However, we've lost an icon who has now become one of the ancestors here with us. He was a beacon for us as African American entertainers. He was a pioneer. He was a globetrotter. He was a trendsetter, and he made an effort to make sure that our creativity, our voice, our style, our artistry had a place when no one else would. And if you have not heard already, we've lost a genius. Mr. Don Cornelius was found dead today. According to the stories, they say it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, so they're calling this a suicide at the age of 75. I'm having a hard time believing it, that it was self-inflicted. However, going by what they said, it is my praise report that the truth will come and be shed upon the masses in the time that all of us are ready to handle and accept it. And until that time, I'm asking all of us who have any kind of profound memory of Soul Train, watching the show, understanding your favorite celebrity, your favorite singer, your favorite whoever was on that particular show, all of us who have been touched by that we rally and we embrace his family at this time as they grieve all the entertainers who he's touched, who have graced the stage, as they all grieve like we are. Mr. Don Cornelius, what a way to kick off Black History Month, honey. He was a soldier. He was a pioneer. He is an icon. He is a trailblazer. And he is now one of our ancestors who will continue to guide us and to continue to allow our collective creative voices to be heard. Yeah. All right. That's a heavy pill to start off with. However, it is what it is, honey. That there is part of the truth. That's a breaking story here for Dishing Tea. It happened about an hour or so ago when the news broke. So that's that. Okay? Now, for those of you who are just tuning in, honey, today's show is going to be really cute. And I'm so happy that my guest has wanted to come back, okay? We have a return guest coming, a friend to the show. But before we introduce him, let me let you guys know, honey, if you want to call in, if you want to have questions, comments, or concerns, please give us a call, 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. And press the number 1, and your hand will go up, and I will know on my call queue that you want to say something. If not, just listen by phone, and everything is all good. The tea room is open, or the chat room, if you want to go over there and to chat with us, put your questions, comments, or concerns over there. That's wonderful as well. However, let me say this, honey, just be mindful that we're now in an era where everything is done through some kind of typing. We're reading everything. And sometimes what you may read may not be the tone or the manner in which someone is actually saying it. We're doing all this by perception, so, and from our own experiences. So I'm asking you, when you go over there, honey, just, be responsible while you're dishing your tea, honey. There's no need to throw your computers out the window, get to cussing and hollering, screaming, and all that other jazz. Just be mindful, honey. It's okay to disagree. Just don't be disagreeable. Because if I come over there and see that there's a problem, I'll cut you, okay? Point blank. Yes, I will. Yeah, I will. Okay. So now, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, show ideas, show guests that you would like to have come on to the show, or if you yourself would like to come on, or have a Jim Meach letter, which I love doing, please email me at bigmeach@dishingtea.com. Once again, that's Big Meach, BIGMEACH, at dishing, TEA like the drink, .com, okay? Or you can go to the website, www.dishingtea.com, and you could go over there, honey, see, what I'm doing. As far as the show, you can order your copy of my book, Awakenings, Epiphanies Along a Spiritual Journey, and you can send your comments through there. Plus, it'll link you over to the Facebook pages and stuff as well, okay? So that there is a beautiful thing. I love it, I love it, I love it. Now, let me go here because I have to say this just because I know me, okay? This show is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters are not appropriate for children or anyone who is not mature enough to handle the subject matters. So, your listening discretion is advised. I will repeat. This show, Dishing Tea with Big Meach, is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters are not appropriate for children or anyone who is not mature to handle the subject matters. So your listening discretion is advised. Now, for anybody who know me, y'all know I have a potty mouth. I make no excuses for it, honey. I've earned it. Okay? So, honey, I don't know what bag I'm coming out of. Just know that I'm coming out of one, okay? And I want to make sure that you govern yourselves accordingly, honey, and that you do as you need to do. If you're at work and you're listening, honey, turn the volume down so it's respectable, or put your headphones on. If you have children, put them in another room or whatever the case may be, because you bitches are not going to come to me through dear meeting, through email, and through whatever, telling me that you got demerits or whatever because of your not taking care of yourself. So govern yourselves accordingly, okay? Consider yourselves warned, okay? Okay. Now, let's move on and get with the show, honey, because I'm very, very, very excited. Today, honey, my guest today, darling, I brought him on the show one time before, and we had such a wonderful time. And since that time, honey, there has been some new developments and some new things that we are going to talk about and share in depth. Plus, we're going to go through and see if we can get some juicy, juicy, juicy tea, honey, get all the tea, girl, all the tea, and see what's going on with the happenings out there in Hollywood, and to find out if Noah's Ark is actually going to return. So, tea sippers, without any further ado, honey, on this episode, I want you to welcome back. This is the one and only Mr. Rodney Chester. Hello there, my darling. How are you doing?
Hey, baby, what's tea?
Hey, what's tea? Child, well, the tea is, honey, you, baby, you, honey. Thanks for coming back, and thanks for allowing us to have the opportunity, honey, to bring forth all your new stuff that's coming on and things you got going for you and all of that. I feel very privileged, honey, to be, on that exclusive team,
You know what, Meach? I just really appreciate you for what you do and what you're doing, and it's always good to know that you have people out there that support you, and I really do appreciate you.
Oh, well, bless you, darling. Thank you for that. Thank you, honey. Without you, there is no me. So, honey, it's the circle of life, honey, and it all goes in one old circle. So as long as we push and encourage one another, honey, this thing can be done the way it's supposed to be. So
Right.
thank you for that. Okay. So, girl, what's tea, girl, honey? Let's get down to it. First off, before we go into the new and the breaking news and this, that, and the other, let's do a little bit of review for some of the folks who may have missed the first interview. Okay. First off, let everyone know exactly who Rodney Chester is, and let everybody know the business side of Rodney, because a lot of folks don't know that you're a management company and this, that, and the other. So let's start there. Explain to the folks, who is Rodney Chester?
Well, I'm Rodney Chester. I played Alex on Noah's Ark, and I'm also business owner. I own a talent agency here in Los Angeles. I represent dancers, choreographers, models, and commercial actors. And my business is called Trio Talent Agency, TRIO. You can look at the website. And that's about it, really. I mean, I'm
Okay.
an actor.
Okay. So now, my darling, honey, you coming off of a successful show as Noah's Ark, and also being in front of the camera and also being behind it with representing and managing talent and et cetera, et cetera. What aspect of it did you find most challenging, and what is it is most rewarding?
Well, I mean, I think challenging-wise, I had my agency because I was a dancer, a former dancer, and I had my agency way before Noah's Ark, so I had a life before Noah's Ark. So I think the challenging part was being able to maneuver both things, because I did tell the network, because they said they really wanted me on the show, and I said, well, in order to make it work, my company does come first, and I said we can make that work, then I can make it happen. So I think that's the most challenging of it. And then I guess the positive side of it is that I think that we did put a stamp on not just the gay community, but in general, because we taught a lot about the show and what was going on, and in that lifestyle, showing people that, you can live a positive lifestyle and be successful and not be messy and be great friends and support each other and make a show. And that was our main objective was we just wanted to make a good show, whether people liked it or not. I think the most important thing to us was that we just wanted to make a good show. And
okay. Oh, no, because, see, Noah's Ark has changed the landscaping of popular culture, honey, forever. Because for the first time, African-American LGBT folks had something of substance,
Right.
And it was something that we could run to. It was our beauty shop conversation, if you will. It was, the way how everybody run into these damn housewives programs and shit.
Right.
Noah's Ark was a precedent for us, and I'm very respectful because of what it did for the community. And I also want to give you kudos again. I keep saying this every time that we talk, because Alex was a big girl, honey. And one of the things that we know about the community, the LGBT community, is that folks of persons of size, honey, are not necessarily represented, and they're not represented in a positive light. And Alex came with the real, Alex came with the gusto, Alex came with the knowledge, and Alex was the one that was, could be in your face, but when she was in your face, it was because she had a point. And I love that. So
right.
With your experience of creating that role, how much of Alex was actually you versus a character?
Well, I mean, I think that I'll break it down, try to do this quick as possible. Patrick and I, who's the director, writer and director, him and I became friends after I did Punks with him. So he pronounced my personality and who I was, and he came to me and said, Rodney, I'm writing this show, I wrote a part for you, and I really want you to be a part of it. So I think in general, Alex is a little bit more over the top than how I really am, because I think I do have a serious side. Alex was just, because, for TV, they always want more. They always was like, okay, more. So I think, a lot of it, of course, is me, because the character was written for me, and they let me sort of, ad-lib and make some decisions on my own, as far as the character. But I think because I am a business owner, I think that I do have a serious side for sure as well. So to answer the question, I think that a lot of it is, but I think a lot of it isn't, because, like I said, the character itself was written to be a very, loud and upfront type character. I'm like that, but I'm not that much in your face that much, I think.
Okay.
But I'm happy. I'm happy with it, and I think that it came across well.
Okay.
I don't take
Now,
no shit.
say it. Okay.
You
Say
know what I
it.
mean? I'm real. I'm real with it. And I think that's what I did appreciate with all of my fans. They said my character was a real character. They felt that my character was real, and I think that's because I was able to ad lib a lot and bring my own personality to it.
Okay. Okay. So now that we've done the TV show, a lot of us were looking and hoping to have the TV show return. Then we went and we had the motion picture, and now that we are post the motion picture and jumping the broom, what can we expect? Are we crossing our fingers and praying, pretty please for Noah's Ark to return? Has there been preliminary discussions, or is it on the hush hush and is a surprise coming? Are we to what? What are we doing? Because outside of you, for a moment I've seen Daryl doing some things. I know Jensen is going around with his calendars and carrying on. He's on the circuit. I'll be talking with Jason. Hopefully he's coming on next week because he's got a one-person show now in L.A. So, we see a number of people doing something, but it hasn't been a lot of buzz anymore like it was in the day. So are we looking for something to come back together or what?
Okay, let me just say this. I think you can uncross your fingers. Because I think you can just uncross them, because I don't think Noah's Ark is ever going to return. And it's, to be honest with you, it's very, very, very unfortunate. I'm going to try to be politically correct and not really go there as far as the show is concerned, because I think there's a lot of points to that, which is very unfortunate, and I think that we get the backside of it. Let me just say that. The African American, and I'll leave it at that. But it's really unfortunate because I always felt like, they said our show was too expensive. My thing is I'm not a network person, so I don't know exactly what goes into that. But I think if you have a hit show, it launched your network, it was getting bigger, it was crossing over to all aspects of people.
That's true.
Why put the money into the show? You know what I'm saying? But I think that reality shows are taking over, and it's not so costly to do reality. And unfortunately, Logo, I don't think, because I don't even watch Logo anymore, but I don't think that they even have any scripted series on there anymore. I think that they do reality, and it's very unfortunate. I'll tell you this quick story right quick. I mean, I was in Whole Foods one day, and this white couple, it was a white lady, she was literally maybe 70, 75 years old. I was doing my show, she came up to me, and she was like, excuse me, she was like, are you on that TV show Noah's Ark? And Meach, I tell you, I had a tear in my eyes because right then at that moment, and then her husband comes around the corner, who was older than her, and he said, hey, look, this is the guy that we watched on Noah's Ark. And for them, a 70-year-old white couple, to watch our show, that meant so much to me that I knew that we had put a stamp on it. And it's unfortunately, I think that Logo and everybody at the network knows how well the show's doing. But the powers that be, they make their own decisions. So I don't think it's going to happen. Well, let me just say it's not going to happen. It's very unfortunate, and I had heard that they were thinking about doing a spinoff, which no one reached out to me about it, but I had heard through the grapevine that they was doing that, but then I heard that they passed on that as well. So, I mean, unfortunate, it's very unfortunate, and it's sad to me because I think that there was so much more room for the show to grow, and we know we had the likes and the dislikes of the show, but I think that people were coming around, and then the next thing to do was to bring in families, and that was the next thing we was going to do for season 3. So it was just really unfortunate. But I moved on. I've moved on. And I'm happy that I did that and made things happen in that way. So
get out of here.
Cross your fingers, honey.
No, you know what? See, if it worked for the game, honey, I'm sure it could work for that. And that, but see, our people don't know how to do letter writing and campaigns and carrying on. But I won't say they don't, because it worked for the game, and they were able to get BET to bring the game back after 2 years of being off the air. And through letter writing and getting on them, they brought it back. So
I think that there was a lot of things that was going on, Meach. I don't know. I mean, I saw a lot of stuff on Facebook and stuff like that, and letters were written. I'm not sure exactly how much and all that stuff like that. But, I mean, in all respects, the network, they got all that. But they make the decisions, and they figure out what it is they want to do. And I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, unfortunately.
Dig that.
What I mean? They're the ones
Dig that.
And they're the ones that are putting up the money, and they're, anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that, because, see, I'm going to get mad.
Right.
Okay? Get mad. Because regardless of whatever, I feel like the show, and I just have to be honest, I feel like the show really, I had parents coming up to me crying, saying that I've changed their lives because they didn't understand that kids coming out, whether it was a girl or a boy or whatever, coming out, and we changed their perception of that. So those kind of stories like that, those things will stick with me forever. And I know that regardless of whatever, I know that we did, as you said, we did make a move in that way. And I always would say in interviews, with the people that had the bad things to say, like, why is all the guys so feminine and da-da-da. And I just always say, write your show. You know what I mean? If you feel a certain way, I just feel like we as sometimes in our community, we don't embrace what we have. And if you really look at any show, say the game, the first seasons of any show is never really good. I think you grow with the characters, and the show grows, and it only gets better. So that's my
Exactly. Exactly. Now, I'm going to have to say this, too. Alex was the only one that had real trade for husband, honey. The big girl had a big old boy who was trade, baby. Okay.
You know what, Greg? I appreciate him. It was such an amazing experience working with him. He understands the point of being an actor, and he is a true actor, and he gets it, and he understands. And, that's why I think it worked, with us on screen, because I understood him, he understood me, and we made it work. And he's a great guy.
Wow. See, we miss him, too. Damn.
6'4", by the way.
Repeat that?
I said he's 6'4", by the way.
Good evening. So, yeah, he's, and all that. Oh, my God. So I'm 6'4" as well. So, see, we eye to eye, baby. Yes. I get sick and tired of that Betty Barney syndrome, because me being so tall, I used to get folks who are much shorter than me that always want to be up on me and this, that, and that. And it's cute. I ain't knocking it, honey. But, I call that the Betty and Barney syndrome, child. It's very rare, honey, that I get somebody who could look me eye to eye. Woo.
Right.
All right. Okay. So that was cute. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, but I do have some exciting things. I guess that's what we were going to talk about next. But I do.
Yes, because I'm going to take you right up in there. Let's do it, honey.
Well, I'm working on. I don't know if have you ever heard of J. Anthony Brown? He's a comedian.
Yes, from the Tom Joy in the Morning Show.
Yeah, he has a club here called the J Spot, and it's a comedy club. And I've been hosting. They're calling it an alternative night, which is basically. It's a gay comedy night, but it's open to everyone, and we have a variety of comics, and I'm the host of that, and it's been amazing. We've done it twice. We're doing it again on February 19th. Is our next show, and it's here in L.A. And actually, Logo came, very surprisingly. They came and they were through the roof. So we'll see. I don't know what that means. They say that they would like to speak to me at some point. They're coming again on the 19th, so we'll see. But anyway, so that's a great platform for me, I think, because, you just never know where it can lead. And J. Anthony Brown has already pulled me aside and say that he is interested in me for this pilot that he's sending off networks. So, I think it's a great platform for me because it's a show that is great. People love it. The food is great. It's a comedy club, so it's a sit down place, and really, really amazing. And then I'm doing my one man show again for Pride weekend, I believe.
Oh my goodness! Well, tell us about this one. What is this show? Give it to me.
Well, my one man show is basically the journey, of Rodney Chester. I did it last year, and we're planning on doing like a little small tour. But I had some other things that happened, other things that I was working on. I couldn't focus on that. But it's basically, it's not necessarily, well, it's video, it's me performing as a dancer because I still dance. And it's basically my life story and just showing people that I did have a life before Noah's Ark, even though people really know me from that. And it basically just took a journey of me, my life as a dancer, as a performer, and then moving into me as a business owner and working on TV and then working on new projects. So it was really an amazing thing. We sold out. It was one night only in New York. We're coming back by popular demand. They loved it. So I think I'm going to do it maybe twice there because it's going to be a whole week of events, and I'm hosting 3 or 4 different events on that week. So, but other than that, my show, the comedy show, is called Sweet Tea Sundays. That's what I'm going to tell you. You can go on.
Hot damn.
So it's Sweet Tea, just one T. Sundays, and that's what the show is called. So you can look me up. We're on Facebook, and we'll be posting pictures and video and all that stuff like that on there as far as that's concerned.
Okay, now let's go here with this comedy night. Sweet Tea Sundays. See, I'm already loving this. Now, I saw a flyer where Shangela from RuPaul Drag Race was your DJ. Flame Monroe, who is that girl is a card and a half. Okay, I saw her. Was this the same flyer that I saw? And is she going to be one of your headliners?
Yes, actually, they did both shows. Actually, DJ is not a DJ. That's his name. His name is DJ Shangela Pierce. So,
okay.
So he does stand-up. So he's not a DJ. That's his name, DJ. It's so funny that people don't know his name is DJ Pierce. But everyone knows him as Shangela, but he does stand-up comic, and he is amazing. He really is amazing. And of course, what I was trying to do is we usually do 4 comics, and then I do little stuff in between each comic. I was playing because of course she is amazing and hysterical, but I thought she would bring that element because there's no one out there like Flame. She's a trans. I don't know what the purpose.
Yeah, trans woman.
But she's a transsexual, and she does comics, so she's amazing. People love her. And then DJ, I felt like they would bring, that energy to the show. And then we usually would do a straight comic, and we would do a lesbian. So we have like all different varieties of aspects because I wanted to do this show because they came to me and asked me actually, but what was good about it is because we don't go to comedy clubs because we always the butt of, you know what I mean? We're always the butt of the joke. And I'm gonna tell you, when I have them straight comics up there, I go in on them. Do you hear me? Oh God, honey, the crowd, they was beating the walls. Do you hear me? Do you hear me?
Okay, good.
Because we're always that scrunching down in the chairs, and oh my God, it really is an amazing thing, and I would love for you to come down. I don't know, but we're doing it now once a month. They want us to do it twice a month. We feel like it's such a special night that we don't want to, overdo it. So we're keeping it at once.
Exactly.
And it's been a great turnout. And J. Anthony Brown is really, 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 really amazed and happy. It's good for his club because he's making money,
Exactly. I got to give him shout-outs for that because I've heard his brand of comedy before, and I know he's been very embracing, but yet at the same time I know, Well, the stuff that he does is funny. Now, I don't necessarily laugh at all the gay jokes that I've heard, but if it's funny, it's funny. And I'm a comedian's friend because if once you get me to cackling, honey, that's it. My tickle box was turned over, and we can make some things happen up in here.
You're a good boss.
But I had to give him kudos for that because number one, the risk of that, a lot of times, that kind of venue are always expecting to have a drag show come in. Why was it that you decided to do comedy and not go for the traditional, we always had to set up a drag show when we infiltrate, an otherwise straight establishment?
Well, like I said, it came to me. I didn't go to him and say, hey, listen, I want to show in there. I think that what happened was the producer who actually worked with me, who I know, his name is Craig, him and I wrote my one show together. So his cousin sort of works there, and that was the way, that was how communication of words started to, to be talked about. And I think that they didn't know how it would work out, but the first show we did in December, it was packed. And then the next show we did in January, it was even more packed. So I think that he sees that there is a market for it, and the club was closed on Sunday. So you're absolutely right. He was taking a risk. The club was not even open. So he opened the club for us. He had his workers work, the bartender, the kitchen was open, and, we filled the club. And I think that what he's happy about is because, we'll buy food. They bought their drinks. It's a 2-drink minimum, but people were drinking. But we like to come and have a good time and stuff like that. And I think that's what it ended up being about, the numbers. And he's a smart businessman, so if the numbers look good, I don't think he really cared too much about it. But for me also, Meach, I think, too, I'm going to incorporate my dancers. I'm gonna bring them in, and we're gonna have like sweet tea dancers where they're gonna do like little dances in between. So we're really gonna take this to another whole level. That is not just have to be. I want it to be a fun night, and now we're gonna actually open it up to after hours after the show's done. They're gonna move the tables back and do stuff like that. So it's really turning into a pretty big thing. So that's why the next show is really important because it is a holiday weekend, and we already got people online buying tickets, so it's good.
All right. Sweet Tea Sundays. All right. Now, for it to be sweet tea, y'all in L.A. and sweet tea is usually a Southern thing. What is the play on the name? Is there a Southern twist? Is it is it old time? Just a good old time on the porch kind of thing. That you feel as though it's incorporating. Is it family oriented? And family in quotes. Oriented kind of thing. What was that, or was it just something cute to say because it's just a tea?
I think it's just something cute, and it's the tea. Because it came to me. I didn't even, the producer, he was the one that came up with the name, and I sort of just, he asked me if I liked it, and I was like, yeah, it sounds good. And it's sort of tied in with, with my phrases, and, like my T-shirt, is there some tea, and, and all that kind of stuff like that. They play on that, too, and then we have, the one thing we have is a special drink called a sweet tea drink, and it's sort of like a Southern drink. So I guess it does matter. We have that as a special drink on the comedy nights so that people can get a sweet tea drink.
Oh, now.
But it's really, really amazing, and I really hope that at some point that you can come down and join us. We got to try to figure something out, Meach.
Oh, darling, honey, yes, I have to put this in my travels because I haven't been to L.A. in a minute. Oh, and I miss it. And then, when I've been there, it was all church-related. So, I was out there getting my spirituality on and blah, blah, blah. And after all that was done, then I hit into the city and did my thing. But now I've got to come out there because this here, I am one who believes in the power of laughter. I've always said that laughter is God's perfect medicine because it kills all the poison. If you can laugh, I don't care how tragic a situation is, if you can find the funny in it or the humor, even if you could get a chuckle out of it, that's how I always know that I know I'm going to get through this, because the laughter is what kills a lot of the poison and the grief and this, that, and the other. Not that it discounts it; it just helps to get you over it. And one of the things that in our populace and community, we have a lot of innate comedians, and a lot of it comes from the art form of reading. We know how to read one another, this, that, and the other, but none of us have actually put it into an art form to be on stage and actually work through that pain or go through life on stage and actually get folks to look at that mirror and laugh at it. So I love that, and I'm digging this. I'm so digging this.
Well, I think we're gonna. Like I said, we've had the crowds, because to be honest with you, Meach, a lot of my fan base is straight women. So so funny that a young lady hit me up, and she's bringing her birthday party there. She says she's already have 20 confirmations, and they have already bought 20 tickets for her birthday. And it's it's really going to and a lot of people, what Jay Anthony also likes is a lot of people have never been there. I had never even, and I've been to LA for over 10 years. I've never been to the J Spot.
Oh,
so
wow.
He understands that we're bringing in a crowd of people that can still go to his other nights. They can come to our night, and he's still building his base as far as people coming to his club.
Oh, well, dig that. All right, the J Spot.
Yeah.
Okay. In
No
Los
tea.
Angeles. Oh.
No tea.
Okay. I love it.
Right.
Okay, now let's go here, because the whole art of your one-person show, your one-man show, and you were saying this is going to chronicle your life and get folks to understand you as the artist you were before Noah's Ark, life before the Ark, and then, life beyond the Ark.
Right.
In this one-person show, what is it that, give us one thing that may come out that a lot of folks may not understand about you, that may be a misconception?
Well, I think that, of just who I am. One thing I had learned, honestly, as far as being on TV, if people don't know you, that's all they know of you. See?
Yeah. Right.
And that was sometimes kind of hard to deal with, because people expect you to be a certain way when they meet you or whatever. And I had to learn how to understand that this is all people know. So I think that, if anything, I think that when people meet me and when they see my show, they will understand that my life pattern and what I went through in my life, and the obstacles that came across my path, in my path moving forward. And so many people told me, Rodney, you told my story, because I had some moments in there when there were some touching moments where, I told some very, very, stories that were very, very, basically, telling stories of, of honestly that my parents really didn't understand the whole Noah's Ark situation, and I had to explain that to them, and, and for them to always support me, and then never really have that forefront of that support with this project. So, I guess more than anything, it's that, people they would judge me differently when meeting me and seeing me in a whole different aspect, as far as other than, than the character. And I think everybody that's on TV or whatever, and they play characters, people always, they always revolve that, and they think that that's those people. Like, everybody really thought, I had people saying, are you and Trey really in a relationship? I'm like, no. You know what I mean? So it's like,
right.
You know what I mean? And I think that, and
right, right.
key with that, and it's no harm. I understand that people, they fall in love with the characters, and they just, they feel like they know you, and, so I think more than anything, I think that meeting me, and you can see that there's so much more to me than, than what what is perceived on TV.
Exactly. Now let me go here. I'm gonna revisit this question from before so that the audience can get it. And I love when folks are able to do this, and that is learning how to separate the business person and all of that entails with this. Understanding I'm Alex versus Rodney, and all that comes into the public's perception, and then understanding the private life of Rodney that nobody is privy to except for those who have been invited. How have you been able to keep those lines from blurring? And then, folks like me, who are in the media or doing interviews or whatever, who may want to go and press up against those lines and want to get all the inside information so they can feel like they know you. How are you able to be strong enough to say, okay, you know what, honey, this is the threshold here. On this side of the threshold, honey, is the door, okay, that I only have the key to.
Well, you know what? I think, and this is the truth, I feel like, first of all, you don't have to tell nobody nothing that you don't want to tell them. And they can say whatever they want. And you can do whatever they want to do. And it's not like I'm trying to hide anything, but I feel like I have to have something for Rodney because I do have a personal life, and I do have, I have, people that are in my life, that understands me and know me. But I think that if you put all your business out there, first of all, I think it's a choice. And and I think that you should be able to have that choice. And I mean, I remember I went on Wendy Williams before, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, are you crazy going on there?" And I was like, "She does not scare me." At the end of the day, like you are the product of who you are. Is who you are. So no one can say or do. Basically, people can say what they want to say. You have your opinions and all that, but I feel like I have to have something for Rodney, and if I don't want to, if I want to have that, then I think I should be able to have that.
Exactly. I love that. Every time when I ask folks that particular question, those who hesitate on it, I'm like, okay, and then a lot of times, I have never been one who liked to railroad folks into anything, you know what I mean? Because one of the things about dishing tea is that we want to be able to see the person and not just the celebrity. We want to see what keeps you real and what makes you common, folk with everybody. What's that connection that we all have? And folks like Wendy Williams and a couple of these, other little shows or whatever, when they get to want to be messy and want to railroad folks into questions or whatever to where folks get combative or defensive, it tends to, I know it's great for television, but, it gets into that sticky element of like, okay, bitch, you know what, you're going to make me cut you for real. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so much of a cloudiness there, Meach, where I think that people just don't understand that you, regardless of whatever, you have a choice. And at the end of the day, I feel like I have a choice. And I don't, it's not that I'm hiding anything, but, I feel like I have a choice. And my thing is, that is my choice. That's what I choose to do. And I know in general I'm a good person. I'm not perfect, but I try to do right by people. And, whatever work I do, I try to do good work. And I just kind of keep it moving.
Dig that. Okay.
And that's
now, let's go back into Trio because with Trio Talent Agency, what is it that is your main focus of the business itself? Because with Trio, I take it that means that you're coming out as a triple threat. You represent dancers, actors, singers. What is the focus of the talent agency, and what was it that made you say, let me go into being a representative of folk, to help them find work versus you looking for your own work?
Well, I think that the way Trio all came about is because, as I said, I was a dancer, and I ended up getting hurt. I hurt my knee on a tour, and once I got over through that, had surgery, my knee surgery and all that, when I went back to dancing, it just really didn't feel the same. So I knew that I still wanted to stay into the business, so I started working at the agency that I was with as just a assistant because I wasn't working, and one thing led to another that I ended up loving it and became an agent, and then I worked at a big agency for like 2 years, and then I said, I can do this, and I basically opened Trio. So I just knew that I wanted to stay in the business. I knew that I love dance, I love entertainment, so I knew that I wanted to have a dance agency, and once to me, and I represent actually Beyonce's choreographer, Frank Gatson. He's her artistic director. Once he came on me, and he really told me that I could do it and I can make it happen, and he's going to support me. I look at him as sort of as a mentor, sort of like because he is so amazing. And he's nominated for a Grammy, by the way. So I'm very happy for him. Yeah, he's nominated for a Grammy for directing Beyonce's tour. But anyway, I knew that I wanted to stay in the business and do that. And once I became a business owner, I focused my energy on helping people with their careers. So I have I have close to 500 clients, and that's my focus point. You
better work that.
So it's cool. I love it.
You better work that. Now, here's the question, because here in Atlanta, we have a lot of people, who want to come out of the woodworks, and I'm sure out there in L.A. as well, where folks, they claim they want to be agents and this, that, and the other, but yet they don't know the inside of they don't have the connections, they don't know how to find auditions, and, basically what they end up doing is going online and pulling auditions before I went online and got them. And then saying, okay, I'm gonna send you here. What was the one true lesson that you had to learn about that particular industry of being an agent? And then what is it that you will share to others looking to get into the business of agency?
Well, when I first started Trio, I had never been a business owner before, so I had no clue what doing, but I had great people around me that helped me. You have to being in this and people want to do this as far as auditioning and all that stuff like that, you really have to do your research. And I think that we falter. Like, I get really upset when people call me and they say, what exactly is it that you do? And I look at the website. You do your investigation and do your research, basically, which means, if you do your research, you'll find the agency, you'll look at our website, it tells you everything about the agency. And that's my main problem. I think that people need to do their research. And once you do your research, because I've heard, I don't know, but I've heard that there's a lot of great agencies here in New York. In Atlanta. So, it's just basically doing your research and figuring out if this is what you want to do. But you have to work on your craft. You have to. You're gonna dance, you need to stay in class. If you want to be a commercial actor, you need to take commercial workshops. If you want to be a choreographer, you need to get work under choreographers that will help you establish your choreography career. So it's so many things that you have to work on, that you have to do to proceed and make yourself successful.
Exactly. Now, when folks go to the website, they will see the logo down here that say you are a SAG franchise. Explain why that's important for you.
SAG franchise, it basically is because I represent SAG actors. Each agency, and this is something that everyone should know, each agency really should be SAG franchise or have an affiliation with SAG, whether it's AT something. But I say the best thing to do is be SAG franchise. So it was important for me to be SAG franchise because it sort of makes the agency, more, let's say, legit, because it's just like, when an actor or a dancer or whoever, once you become SAG, that means like you are an established performer because you're in the union.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it just means that the agency is unionized, and we're on that scale where they accept us and acknowledge that we are an agency that can, that can represent. Basically, you're not supposed to be representing SAG actors if you're not SAG franchise. And I have a lot of SAG actors that work with me. So that was the next step for me to do. And me doing that, it makes the agency, I think, more, more in the know of being a very reputable agency.
I would dig that. Okay. Wonderful. Now, here's the big question, and you touched on this, but let's go even further as far as understanding the craft of it. Because as you are a dancer and an actor, when folks come to your agency, and I'm questioning this because there are those who bullshit their way through, and a lot of folks who are not legitimate can't spot it, but then those who are can and will. When you say understanding your craft and stay in classes or whatever, let me hear it from your particular perspective, because there's so many folks out there who end up wasting money on bullshit courses or, these I'm gonna make you a star tomorrow kind of shits, and they end up getting duped. So explain from your perspective as a talent agent the types of workshops or classes and stuff that a person ought to take and what they need to look for to be legit.
Well, I think that what happens is whenever people go to an agency and they make them all these promises basically, and they say you need to pay this, you need to pay that, and that is not the way you want to go, because when you sign with the agency, the only thing you need to do is just make sure that you have great pictures. You don't have to pay me anything. You don't have to pay you shouldn't have to pay any agency to be a part of their agency. Because what happens is when you work and you make money, that's how I make money, because we get a commission on whatever jobs you book. So the only thing you really need to do is have great photos. So I think people get mixed up. They don't know which way to go because of that. So you just need to just be smart about it and check into it. Like I say, do your research, but check into that and make sure that, whatever agency you sign with, they're not asking you, they don't have all these, high expectations of what you need to do and what you're supposed to do. My guidelines is just very basic. You need great pictures. If you sign with me for commercials, you need to definitely get into a commercial workshop, which I do the work, I do the research, find a great commercial workshop that I want to send my people to, that I feel like will help get auditions and get work. And then as far as being a dancer, I mean, it's kind of simple. I tell my kids, go to the dance classes. Don't waste your money. Go and take from choreographers that are working. Like, don't just take from Tom, Dick, and Harry. Find out, do your research. That's my word. Find out what choreographers are working. If you know that this guy's teaching class and he just choreographed for Usher, which is one of my guys, if he's teaching classes, you need to be in that class so that he can see you. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, right.
But I think that you need to make sure that you have the mindset of, okay, you're doing your research, you're finding out, okay, what has he done? What has this person done? Basically, what makes you think that you can teach me? What can you basically do for me? That's how you have to have that mindset. And if you go in there knowing that, hey, this guy, he's established, or this young lady, she's established, I want to be in his class so that when he has an audition, he'll remember me, and it only helps you, I think, to further that and get with those people. So you have to just be smart and just do your research and figure out exactly what it is you want to do. A lot of people come to me and they don't know where they want to go, and I always tell the dancers, I say, don't just stay stagnant. If you don't just dance, because you can't dance forever. And that was my main reason, too, because I knew that I didn't want to be 31, 35, dancing still. You know what I mean? I wanted career other than that and doing other stuff because I just didn't want to see myself auditioning with 19-year-olds, you know, and 15-year-olds, whatever. So, you know, you just have to have that mindset of being in control of your career. And I tell, like I was saying, I tell the dancers, I said, don't just dance, you know. Get into commercial workshops, you know, learn that world. If you want to act, get into acting class. I mean, Tasha Smith is a friend of mine who does, you know, she does all of
T-Saw. Tasha Smith acting workshop,
And I tell kids all the time, I say, go there, you know, sit in. If you don't have no money, sit in on what do they call it? Where you can sit in and you don't have to pay. You just sit in
audit the class.
Audit, right? You can audit the class. Very good, Meach. What you know about auditing? very good, boo.
Okay, girl, you dishing tea, honey, with Big Meach, baby.
So I mean, you know, it's so because it's what I love, it's what I do, and I love that I can help. And it is hard because you have to understand I have to deal with over 500 personalities. You know, everybody have a situation. They can't go. They can't do this. You know, they had a fight with their boyfriend, or they had it's just all this stuff that you have to deal with. But you have to, you know, be professional and just, you know, make it work.
Now you touched on two different things. Let me go here first. The life expectancy of a dancer. When you say I didn't want to be 31, 35 auditioning with 19-year-olds. Talk about that from that particular perspective when you are, you know, teaching this to clients. You know, yes, dance is everything, honey. Yes, I dance. And, you know, you look at folks like Debbie Allen and Juliet Prowse and all these girls, honey, who can still twirl. But, you know, when you're looking at being out there on that grind, on that hustle, going from audition to audition with your dance bag. You know, I'm not a dancer. Being an actor, I know what that is. I got my audition bag with me. I got my pumps in there. I got my cigarettes. I got a wig. I got whatever I need in this bag to create a character for a cold read. You know, what is that, you know, in real terms, you know, as far as a dancer's life in this particular world without branching out into other aspects of it?
I mean, you know, I think that, well, you know, there are, like you said, there are people like the Cheetah Rivera and the Debbie Allens and Ben Vereen's and all those people that, you know, but they still progressed in their career that's not what they're, you know what I mean? Like they're, like Debbie's
right.
A director and blah, blah, blah. For me, I think it's a decision that you have to figure out for you. I feel like, because I still take ballet class, you know, I still take class myself, and that's just for me personally. I don't audition or anything like that, but it's just for me to, you know, stay in shape in that way. For me, I made the choice of stopping. I think now it's different. I think that that people of a certain age, I can't really say what the lifespan is because, you know, I mean, I know people that are, I don't have any 40-year-old dancers, but I do know when the agency that I worked at, we had the older dancers, but there was work for them back then. There was work. You know, if they did a TV show, sometimes you can see these commercials where they have a mixture of young and older people dancing, you know, so it just depends. I think it depends on the person, and it depends on how your body feels and what you think you can do. I mean, if I really wasn't, if I really had to dance and I said I really was still on the grind, I still could dance and I think I still could book work because I still could dance. You know, once you're a dancer, you're always a dancer. But that was just something that I didn't want to do. I just knew that I didn't want to be on that grind anymore, like as you said, you know, with your bag and going to auditions, waiting in line, you know, and waiting to be seen, and then sometimes not getting seen because they were finished audition. You know, it was a lot. You know, it was a very toll on your body. But I think it's with the individual and what they want to do and how they feel as far as that. I just knew that I didn't want to be of that age, dancing and working with, you know, with little kids because it's just it's a totally different beat, you know.
Yeah.
But I just think it just depends on the person, you know, and how you feel that, you know, because there's dancers of a certain mature age, like this with ballet companies, like with OLE and different things like that. But that's a different thing. They're not in that audition circuit. They're in a theater company. So
exactly.
It depends on the person. I really do. I think it depends on the person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am going through looking at your roster, honey. I see Terrell Carter is on your roster.
You better be doing your very good, babe. Do your research, boo. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, Terrell and I worked together with Nikki Gilbert's Soul Kitten Cabaret. It aired on BET not too long ago. So, yeah, Terrell and I are acquaintances. Yes, we are. So...
Yeah, I have a lot of high-profile clientele, that are working and doing different things and stuff like that. I don't do theatrical. That's another whole aspect of the entertainment part. That's with like TV and doing TV shows and all that. I don't represent actors in that way. Only commercial.
Dig it. Okay. Okay, all right. I'm living for that. I am living for that. Now here is one of the big ones. Because I praised you for, representing the big girls and the big children and stuff as Alex. But now we all know that in this industry, and see, I'm a big boy myself. I'm 6'4", I'm over 400 pounds at the moment. Carry it well, but whatever. Anywho, in this industry, we have to just be mindful of the fact that this industry is very cruel as far as looks and things are concerned, and as far as image and body image is concerned. When you come across clients who are not concentrating on that or need to step their game up, what is your advice to them? Because I know for me, I know I'm under the impression that there is a market out there, and I want to create a big boy market. I know it sounds crazy, and a lot of folks are giving me static about it. But I'm like, you know what? I've been big all of my life. Going down to a stick figure is not the answer to get the leading man roles or to get this into this particular commercial. And it's all about branding when you're dealing with businesses and how they want to promote their products. So as an agent, what did you tell your clients about that, particularly with the news saying, America is fat, we got all these damn foods and stuff blowing us up as big as cows, and understanding diet and exercise and all of that. What do you tell them about being committed to this thing?
For myself, I remember when I first moved to LA. I mean, everybody knows you're a product of who you are. Okay, you're tell your image, regardless of what that is. When I moved to LA, I wasn't used to dancing in jeans, dancing in combat boots, and all that stuff. That's what the boys were dancing in. I was used to coming from a theater background, not doing that. I had to teach myself. I had to learn. I had to take class. I had to, in order to work. I had to, I was really, really stick thin. I knew that I had to work on my body, go to the gym, work out, because I knew that I was a product and I had to sell that product in order to work. So I tell, just from my experience, well, first of all, especially with females, it's a very, very touchy subject, and I feel like with me, I have to be real with people at the end of the day.
Dig it.
No one's going to hire you if you're overweight as a dancer, okay?
Okay.
They don't, because, first of all, I get, even from me, when people meet me, they say, oh, wow, you're so much smaller in person, because TV puts weight on you, so you're bigger anyway, TV anyway. Okay, if you're going to be working with an artist or dancing or whatever, you need to, especially with females, you need to fit that mold. That's just what it is as far as that persona. As far as dancer guys, I tell the guys the same thing. You want to, because you are a product of who you are, you want to make sure you look good. You make sure that you go to the gym, you work out, you do everything. Everybody always says anyway that LA is very superficial like that anyway, but there is a point to it in all aspects, really. But see, what happens in the commercial world, Meach, is different, because when you're an oversized guy or female, you move into that character.
Oh.
Because you do have, you have your pretty girls for commercials. You have your all-American girls. You have your nice-looking guys, blah, 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 blah. Like for me, for my print department, I have a certain stature that I look for because I know what people want. So if
dig it.
Guys, they have to, have a great physique. The girls, they look great, whatever, because I do a lot of print stuff, and that's what they want, But see, in the commercial world, and sometimes even in the acting world, you can see that there's a difference in size in people because you turn into a character, and they call it, they can't say oversized and all this stuff like that, but they say a character type. And that's what they specify in that. They say, okay.
Get out of here. Now, that's new for me. I didn't realize that.
They say, so it's not that it's not here and it's not there, because for the commercial world, they want regular people. And everybody on a regular normal is not, for a guy, have a six-pack and have all this body. And for a girl,
right.
If you're stick thin and you know what I mean? It's realness, and that's why they say real. It's a lot of different verbiage that they use, but that's why within that, so many people can cross over and do so many things, because I don't want you ever to feel like you can't do that because of your size or because of that, because that's not what it is. Personally, I mean, it moves into that. I mean, health-wise, it's always something to look at, But
right.
As far as you being who you are and your personality and who you are, you should move forward and do what you do.
Okay, dig that.
And that really is the truth. That really is the truth, and that's why I try to definitely tell people, listen, what do you fall in? If this is what you want to do, this is what you need to do. If this is what you want to do, and that's why I have, once you look at my website, Meach, I have so many different types in my database, because I need to be able to submit people on whatever they want.
Exactly. Yes, I'm looking.
I can't just have all this certain type. I have all ethnicities, African American, Hispanic, Caucasian, everything. I have everything. I have different sizes. My age range is Meaches from 18 to 75. I have a 75-year-old man.
Oh, well, dig that. Okay. Now, I am looking here I'm still on your website, and I'm under the choreography section. Free, as in free from 106 and Park, free?
Oh, my
God. Is the choreographer?
No, me. Not that Free.
Okay.
No, his name is Free Crawford. No. His name is Free Crawford. That's his real name, actually.
Free Crawford. Okay, I was going to say, I didn't know that bitch danced. I was going to go to scream. I knew she sing, but I never knew. Baby, I was going to have a fit.
No. And it's actually a guy.
Okay, well, lovely, honey, lovely. Okay, I just need to make that point, because I'm sitting up here looking at all these credits and things. These children are some working children, honey. I've seen a lot of their work on a lot of different. Wow. Okay. This here is tea.
Yeah, so it's a good thing, and I'm very happy, and just trying to make it happen.
Okay. Oh, wow, he did the Kennedy Honors for the Diana Ross tribute. Oh, my goodness. Okay. That's Frank Gatson. Anywho, now, if someone wanted to become a part of your roster, and number one, we're going to already know that they're serious and they're committed to what it is that they're doing, and we've gotten through all of those preliminary particulars. How does one submit to Trio Talent Agency?
Well, unfortunately, you need to be local. Local here in LA. Basically, all of the submissions things are on the website, and it tells you how to submit. But basically, when I have auditions, as far as dancers, I have dance auditions. and then they come to the audition, and then we choose if we think that they're great. Then as far as the talent, listings and all that, you just submit a headshot and resume. And we usually do is we have a meeting about the photos as far as that. Then we would bring them in for a meeting, have them do like a little short, like little cold read, and then we make a decision if we're going to bring them aboard. But basically you need to be a local, and you just basically submit to the agency.
Okay.
I take all
cool beans.
You know what I mean? I take all submissions, so.
Okay. Okay, now let's go here because I know when you were last on, we were talking about branching out and possibly looking into that New York market. Is that still in development, or did you just decided to stay with the Los Angeles market and then just work in New York?
I'm always open to it, but I think that you have to have some kind of focus. So you want your company to grow, and obviously that would help my company if I was to branch out and open another office, whether it's in Atlanta or whether it's in New York. But I think because of me doing the outside stuff, the acting, and all the other things that I'm doing, I think it's safe for me to be focused here.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
And that way I can work on other projects that I'm working on outside of here.
Digging. Okay. Digging.
There.
Well,
I just think it's easier.
Okay. Well, one must learn to work smart and not hard, honey. So you last longer. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
And I love that. So now let's recap because I want folks to know. Give me the dates for Sweet Tea at the J Spot, and then let us know when your one-person show is up and running again, and how to get tickets and all of that information. Where to go?
Okay. Well, so it's Sweet Tea Sundays. The next show is on February 19th. We do have a Facebook page. We're just pulling it up actually. It's called Sweet Tea, SWEET, then the letter T, Sundays. And we do the show once a month. And we'll have all that stuff. I'm getting in my car. We have all that stuff on Facebook. As far as my show, my one-man show that's happening in New York, it will be Pride Weekend, which is, I believe it's in June.
Okay.
I think that I am supposed to go also maybe in May to host this thing. They're working all that out now. And that's what's in the works for now that I can talk about. I do have some other things. Hopefully, Hollywood is so crazy. I don't like to talk much about stuff. You know what I mean? Until I'm like on the set.
Until it's time to let it go. Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Because you just never know. But hopefully, things this year will be a great year for me with a lot of exciting things. But I don't think it hurt to, to still write to Logo and just let them know that you did enjoy the show as far as Noah's Ark and all that. But as far as that is concerned, I think it's pretty much done, unfortunately. So I don't think we can address that again. I know. And the sad thing about it, with just leave this where it is that they won't be able to take it anywhere else because everybody's like, well, why don't y'all go somewhere else and blah 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 blah. I can't really get into it, but that won't happen because it can't happen. They can't.
Wow.
Basically, Logo owns Noah's Ark, so that won't happen.
Oh, no.
And I'm telling you,
get out of here.
Yeah.
Damn, that's that business side that's, oh, no, they did not pull that one. Damn, okay.
I mean, in all respects to Patrick, who is involved, I really, like I said, honestly, I don't know what the whole thing of it is, but I know.
Yeah,
I remember
the particulars,
him,
but yeah.
But I do remember him telling me that we have to understand Noah's Ark came out, what, like 5, 6 years ago? And no one wanted to touch the show. You have to understand that it was the first black gay series ever. No network wanted it, and I think that Patrick was basically backed against the wall and saying, listen, they want it, and, this is the only way the show is going to get told, and our show didn't care. So I think that's kind of how that worked out, And at the end of the day, what else can you do? I mean, I think that's what he felt like he needed to do. So regardless of whatever the logistics are as far as the show with him and Logo and Noah's Ark and all that, I have no clue. But I do know the reason why, there's no reason why the show wouldn't go to HBO or something like that. But the reason being is because they can't do that. Because Logo, I believe, I may be talking out of turn, but I believe they have the rights to it. And that's why the show is not going anywhere else,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I had to get Patrick on it. Patrick has been busy, and we have not been able to correspond with one another. However, I'm going to see if I can bring him in, and hopefully we can get him to see what's up and to get that inside tea on that. And then I wanted to see what Punks too, actually, because I want to see what developed between my baby's character, honey.
Rockman?
Oh God, Rockman Dunbar, and the child, honey. I want to see where that went and how all that came into being, honey.
Didn't I send you Punks?
Yes.
Okay, I thought I did. I want to make sure.
Yes, honey, please. I live for that, honey. And then to know that he's secretly my husband, number 212. Yes, Lord.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Well, Meach, I just want to tell you thank you again so much for just supporting me and understanding, and that's why I did talk to my management and say that I want to come back on, because I believe that you're a good interviewer, for one. I believe that you get it and you understand it, and I just appreciate what you do again. And it's great to know that you do have people out there to support you. So I'm going to try to keep doing my thing, try to stay positive, and keep things good. And hopefully I'll be able to call back in and talk about some more stuff. But definitely check out Sweet Tea Sundays, and if anybody's in L.A., please come by. Check us out on Facebook, find out when the next date is, and me and you need to talk to figure out when you coming.
Okay, that's on the real, honey. We'll do that immediately.
Because, see, you playing.
Okay.
You think it's a game, Meach?
Oh, the baby, you know what? Ain't no game, honey. Ain't no games. Please, if I'm coming with my hair, my pumps, and I'm telling you, I keep my bag together, baby.
Oh my God.
Please. Oh, honey, I have to send you a picture. You ain't ready.
Me, you keep me posted. I know that 4th of July weekend, you should check that out because that's a big weekend. I know we're gonna have a lot of big stuff happening on that weekend.
Okay.
So if nothing else, check that out. But you call me so me and you can talk. And thanks again so much for having me on your show. And good luck with everything what you're doing.
My baby.
Keep doing it.
Yeah, because you get in your car.
I'm getting in my car because I got to go to work.
You got to go to work. Aha! Dig that. Okay.
But this too, though.
Okay.
I really get that when I want to because I own the place. How about that?
How about that one? Okay. Okay. Now, that's the real tea right there. But in any event, I don't want you talking to driver because, I'm going to call Oprah if you do and you're not hands-free. So go ahead on and take care of all of that. Right now, I will let everybody know, honey, that TrioTalentAgency.com is the website to go for all of your for information on the talent agency itself. Sweet Tea Sundays, I've just pulled it up on Facebook. You can go there, like the page, and find out all the information on Sweet Tea Sundays. We're going to keep you posted as far as Pride Weekend in New York, which is sickening. You've got to be there for the parade and all of that. So we're going to keep everything rolling. And, honey, I just thank you for wanting to come back, honey. I'm flattered, I'm honored, and all of those things. So thank you for coming and for updating us on what's going on in the world of Rodney Chester, honey. Thank you, baby.
Well, thank you so much, and you take care. Have a good day, okay?
Okay, you do the same, baby. Be blessed.
Right.
All righty. Ciao. Okay, darlings, can you stand it? I love it. I love it. I love it. What a way, honey, to celebrate Black History Month, because this here is absolutely fantastic for us because I know I started off with the death of Don Cornelius, but when you hear of African-American LGBT persons actually who are entrepreneurial, who got their shit together, honey, who doing the damn thing, that there is the essence of it. And one of the things that I'm going to be doing throughout the month of February while I'm on the air is making sure that we spotlight someone of LGBT culture and LGBT populace who has made a difference with us and who has put their stamp on African-American history that's not told. A lot of folks don't tell our particular stories. So I'm going to be doing that for the rest of the month. And I'm going to say this name because there's very little information about her. And if you're out there, I'm going to challenge you to do your research. So when you find it, you hit me up at bigmeach@dishingtea.com, and that is the very first African-American successful male to female trans woman. Her name is Avon Wilson. Okay? Now, there's very little information out there about her. However, I would like to find out who she is because I want to spotlight her. We hear about Christine Jorgensen all the time. And, yes, she's a staple with the trans community because she is the first person who has been known to be public for a sexual reassignment surgery, and that was like back in the late 50s, early 60s, or somewhere like that. But Avon Wilson came like later on, late 60s, early 70s, somewhere up in there. And I want to spotlight her and give her story and her testimony as much as we can. So I'm going to challenge you to do your homework with me. And if you can, I'll tell you what, I'll make it a game. If you can give me the research on her, whoever gets it to me first, I will send you an autographed copy of my book, Awakenings, Epiphanies Along the Spiritual Journey, for your library, and I will sign it and date it and this, that, and the other. So there is that. And I just got my 60-second count in my ear. Damn, it's over already. Can you stand it? Can you stand it? Okay, but there's what happens. So without any further ado, my darlings, if you love me, tell a friend, honey. If you hated me, tell an enemy. But do know this, one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, this thing will and does move forward, honey. So finish all of your crumpets, honey, because the tea has been dishing. You've been dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach. I will see you guys next week, honey. Thank you so much for your time, your love, and your support. Ciao.